In a stunning setback for President Donald Trump's bold trade agenda, the U.S. Court of International Trade delivered a unanimous ruling on Wednesday, declaring that the president overstepped his authority by invoking the International Emergency Economic Powers Act of 1977 (IEPA) to impose sweeping tariffs on nearly every country. This landmark decision has sent shockwaves through global financial markets, reignited debates over the limits of presidential power, and set the stage for a fierce legal battle that could reshape international commerce for years to come. The three-judge panel, comprising Judge Timothy Reif, a Trump appointee, Judge Jane Restani, appointed by former President Ronald Reagan, and Judge Gary Katzman, appointed by former President Barack Obama, issued a sharp rebuke of Trump's tariff strategy. Their unsigned opinion stated that the IEPA, designed to allow economic sanctions during national emergencies, does not grant unbounded tariff authority. An unlimited delegation of tariff authority would constitute an improper abdication of legislative power to another branch of government, the court wrote, invoking constitutional principles such as the non-delegation doctrine, the major questions doctrine, and the separation of powers. Trump's administration has relied heavily on the IEPA to justify its aggressive trade policies, arguing that trade deficits and threats like international drug trafficking constitute national emergencies. On April 2, Trump announced his Liberation Day tariffs, which slapped a 10% levy on all imports and imposed higher reciprocal tariffs on dozens of countries, including Canada, Mexico, and China, to address trade imbalances and curb illegal immigration. The court's ruling halts these measures as well as earlier tariff orders, which had already caused significant market turmoil, with global stocks plummeting and Treasury yields spiking in response. The judges ordered the administration to comply within 10 days, adding urgency to the White House's response. The Trump administration swiftly filed an appeal, signaling a fight that could escalate to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit and potentially the Supreme Court. White House spokesperson Kush Desai defended the tariffs, stating, "Foreign countries' non-reciprocal treatment has fueled America's historic trade deficits, decimating communities, leaving workers behind, and weakening our defense industrial base," facts the court did not dispute. President Trump pledged to put America first, and we are committed to using every lever of executive power to address this crisis and restore American greatness. The ruling stems from two lawsuits challenging Trump's tariffs. A coalition of small businesses targeted the Liberation Day announcement, arguing it would raise consumer costs and disrupt supply chains. A second suit, led by Democratic state attorneys general from Oregon, Arizona, and other states, challenged a broader set of tariffs. Oregon AG Dan Rayfield hailed the decision, stating, "The Constitution doesn't give a president unchecked authority to upend the economy. This ruling reaffirms the rule of law." The court also dismissed the administration's claim that the tariffs were a political question beyond judicial review, asserting Congress's exclusive authority over commerce. While the ruling blocks IEPA-based tariffs, other duties under laws like Section 232 of the Trade Expansion Act, covering steel, aluminum, and autos for national security, remain intact. Analysts suggest the administration could turn to Section 122 of the Trade Act for temporary tariffs of up to 15% for 150 days, though extending them would require congressional approval. Markets showed cautious optimism, with S&P 500 futures and European stocks rising Thursday, though uncertainty lingers as the administration explores alternatives. Goldman Sachs analysts noted that a new tariff under Section 122 could replace the 10% levy, but it would be time-limited. Trump's allies, including Stephen Miller, called the ruling a judicial coup, while Kevin Hassett labeled it a hiccup and predicted an overturn on appeal. Trump himself vowed to continue his trade agenda, framing it as a mission to protect American workers. The ruling has global ramifications. Trading partners like the EU, Canada, and China are closely monitoring developments, as prolonged legal battles could disrupt supply chains, raise consumer prices, and fuel economic uncertainty. Economists warn that continued volatility could strain businesses and consumers alike. As the appeal process unfolds, the world awaits whether Trump can salvage his trade strategy or if this ruling marks a turning point in his trade war. The outcome could redefine the balance of power in Washington and reshape global trade dynamics.